This is Kristen at Learn English with BeGlobal. Welcome to today's lesson. We are going to talk about family and vocabulary in the English language when it comes to our family and all of our family members. So today, let's talk about my family. We will start with me, Kristen. Perfect. Now, I have one mother and one father. My mother and my father together, they make up my parents. I am a girl, so I am the daughter. My mother and my father, they also have one son. I call him my brother. And he calls me sister. My brother and I together are the children. I am the daughter, and he is the son. Together, we are the children of our parents, our mother, and our father. My mother and my father, they have parents too, and we call them our grandparents. That would be my grandmother and yep, my grandfather. My grandparents are the parents to my mother and father. That makes my mother a daughter, to my grandparents, and my father a son to my grandparents. My father, he also has a brother. My father's brother is a son to my grandmother and my grandfather. I call him my uncle. My mother, she doesn't have a brother, but if she had a brother, I would call him my uncle too. My mother does have one sister. My mother's sister is also the daughter to my grandmother and my grandfather. I call my mother's sister my aunt. My father, he doesn't have a sister. But if my father had a sister, I would also call her my aunt. My uncle, he has a daughter. My uncle's daughter, she is my cousin. And my aunt, my mother's sister, my aunt, she has a son. And my aunt's son, he is also my cousin. It's easy to remember. Whenever you have an aunt or an uncle who has children, whether it is a boy or a girl, a son or a daughter, the name is always cousin. You will always call them cousin. It does not matter if it is a boy or a girl. Very easy to remember that way. So, we had some news in my family this year, and my brother became a father. We were very excited. We found out that he was going to have 2 babies at the same time. We have a name for that, and we call it twins. He had 1 boy and 1 girl. So he had a son and a daughter at the same time. My brother's son is my nephew. And my brother's daughter, is my niece. So, what do my niece and my nephew call me? Let's take a look at our family tree that we have created here and see if we can find the answer. I know that my father's brother is my uncle. And I know that my mother's sister is my aunt. So, if my father had a sister, yep, I would be the aunt. And I'm very excited to finally be an aunt to these 2 beautiful children. I hope you've enjoyed the family members, and this is just basic. If you get married, then your family becomes even bigger. You have a whole nother family with the person that you married, and that family becomes your in-laws. So, if I get married, my husband's brother, he becomes my brother-in-law. His sister becomes my sister-in-law. My husband's mother becomes my mother-in-law. And you can see how that works. So that's just an even bigger family picture. I would also like to go over a few sayings with you that we like to use. example, my grandmother and my grandfather loved to dance. And my mother and my father also loved to dance. And me and my brother, we love to dance too. We would say that our love for dance runs in the family. Runs in the family is a way of saying that something is in common with everyone in the family, going all the way back to grandparents, or even if you go further, it becomes great grandparents. When you have something in common throughout your whole family, you say that it runs in the family. And that's a way of saying that. Our love for dance runs in the family because we all enjoy it. Another common saying, we're going to use an example of my uncle getting very sick. He was very sick and our family knew, but he did not want anyone else to know. He did not want anyone at work to know. He did not want any of his friends to know. So we knew that we had to keep it in the family. We have to keep it in the family. This means that in this example, we want this news to stay in the family. We have to keep it in the family. We aren't going to tell anyone else about this news. So whenever you keep something in the family, that means that no one else knows. It just stays within your family members, and it stays a secret only within your family. Keep it within the family rather than telling everyone else around you. One more example we're going to use today is when you know somebody so well that they feel like a family member. Maybe it's a friend that you've known since you were little. Maybe it's an older adult or family member type person, someone that has been like a mother, that has taken care of you your entire life, and you look up to them as if they were an uncle or a father or a grandfather. We are considering them like one of the family. When you have someone in your life that you look up to or that you've known for a very long time, that you are very close to, oftentimes you think of them as family, and you would say they are like one of the family. They probably come to all the celebrations, they help you through all of your problems, they feel like they are a father or a mother or a brother or a sister. And you would say that they are like one of the family, even though maybe they are not related to you by blood. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson today. If you have, please be sure to like us, hit the subscribe button, and comment if you have any questions. We look forward to seeing you again, and thank you so much.